If you missed any of the videos in the series, please see the YouTube playlist link for Ansible series. In this video, we will talk about Ansible configuration, file location, and precedence. Ansible program fully depends on the Ansible configuration file, which can be stored in multiple locations. Depending on your project preference, actually, you can store your ansible.cfg at below locations and see the preference order. Please note, top item has the most priority. So if you go to the list, so the first one is the environment variable, which is ansible underscore config. The next one is the current directory ansible.cfg. Then the third one is the ansible.cfg in the home directory, and last one is the default one, etc ansible.cfg. As you can see, Ansible will search for the the environment variable ansible underscore config variable and load that config if available. If not set, the program will try to load configuration from the current working directory. If no ansible.cfg is available in the current directory, then the Ansible will load configuration from our home directory. And if all those are not available, Ansible will load config from default location /etc/ansible/ansible.cfg. Let us see what is inside an Ansible CFG, like a custom Ansible CFG. So if you go to the directory, I have a sample Ansible.cfg here. So if you check here, this is the default configurations, and we have another section called privilege escalation. We will talk about this later. So the default one is, we can see few items like inventory. So this is the inventory file how to use for this project. Then the remote user is the user we are going to use for login to the remote node, managed node, for executing the task. Then we have another variable called askPass, which says okay whether the remote user need to enter the password, or we are using some SSH keys or something like that. So we have to enable or disable that. Then on the privilege escalation part, you can see we have few parameters. One is become, and if it's become means whether you want to execute the task on the remote machine with a privileged access like sudo or root access, su or sudo, whatever it is. Then you have to mention what kind of method you are using. By default it's a sudo or a su. Also you can use other methods, like let's say you are running like a power broker or something, and your sudo execution, your privilege execution is pbrun or something like that. Then you can mention that method here. Then the privilege escalation user, let's say you want to become as a root user or something like a different system admin, something like that. So you can mention that become user here. Then also the password, let's say if the sudo need to enter the password, you have to enable askPass true, otherwise it will try to become su sudo, then it will fail because the password is needed. If no password is needed, it's fine, you can just make it false. Let's say if you have any doubts on the configuration, just check the default configuration /etc ansible/ansible.cfg, and then you adjust the configuration in your own configuration file. So you can have any number of ansible.cfg based on your project requirement. So how do you know what configuration Ansible is using? As I mentioned, there's a multiple location you can keep ansible.cfg. So what I can do, Ansible version. So if you check, you can see this configuration file is taken from home directory. So we are in the home directory. Let's say I move this file, so mkdir new, then mv ansible.cfg to new. Okay, now in my home directory I don't have a ansible.cfg, so Ansible version. Now let's say it try environment variable, no. Then it try with the current directory, no. Home directory, no, there is no ansible.cfg in home directory, so it will take the default one. So we go to the new, where we have the ansible.cfg, and we try Ansible. Now you see the difference. You can see This ansible.cfc is taken from the current directory. So make sure you are in the correct directory when you execute the Ansible playbook or Ansible command, because Ansible configuration will be loaded based on that. Okay. So it is a best practice to keep the ansible.cfc in the project directory. Let's say new is your project, you are going to keep the Ansible playbook and other items inside. So you will have your own ansible.cfg for your project with all those settings like a remote user, connection methods, everything. These are very basic configurations, and it's more than enough to start with Ansible. You will learn more configuration items in the upcoming videos. Do not forget to watch all the videos in the series, then you will understand what is Ansible. And if you miss any videos in the series, please check the description for the playlist link. And do not forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel for the latest videos. And thank you for watching. See you next time with another video.